Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to understand why business analysts should not worry about software tools. Interesting topic, isn't it? Well, let's find it. Now, before even we begin with this session, we need to understand something. Why do business analysts need any tool? Well, the answer is very simple and straightforward: to perform their daily task and deliver artifacts. Well, what could be their daily task? Well, it could be anything. A task for business analyst could be interacting with a stakeholder, document a requirement, create functional specification documents, write user stories, create UML diagrams, create process flows. Task could be anything. And what are artifacts? Well, the end outcome from a task is nothing but your artifact. For example, if you are performing a task like working on a functional specification document, then your artifact would be functional specification document. If your task is to model a UML, then UML diagram is your artifact. If your task is to model a process flow, then process flow would be your artifact. So these two are very much interdependent. In order to create an artifact, you have to perform some sort of task. Well, then, in that case, where does this tools fit in? Well, in order to do any task in business analysis, you need to use a specific set of tools or a specific tool. Now, in this session, we are going to specifically discuss about those tools and how we can be tool independent as a business analyst. Well, the next question that comes into our minds is, what part of business analysis work requires usage of tools? Well, again, the answer is straightforward. Almost every activity a business analyst does has inference with the usage of tools. Whenever you are communicating, whenever you are documenting, or whenever you are modeling, everything is enabled by a specific set of software tools. Now, you cannot use a bunch of tools altogether. Rather, you have to choose between a specific set of options, which one best suits your project, your organization, or your department. Basis on that call, you would be using that specific tool. Let us examine the tool usage wise. Like I said, every tool comes with a set of benefit. A single tool cannot be used to accomplish all the activities in business analysis. Rather, in every phase of business analysis, we would be using a specific tool. Now, I have classified these tools as per their usage. So, let us examine the tool usage wise. The very first tool that we need as a business analyst is the communication tools. Imagine you being a business analyst and not interacting with anyone. Is it possible practically? Well, not at all. You need to connect with your teams and stakeholder. Now, this team can be internal, can be external. Stakeholders can be internal, can be external. There are situations when you work in multi-vendor model where each phase of your project lies with different vendors. For example, your development activity is handled by company A. Your consulting activity is handled by company B. Your quality assurance activity is handled by company C. This, I'm saying, a very complex situation, but is a reality. Now, there could be a situation where you would be working in offshore onshore model, where your development team is at offshore location and your business team is at on-site location. This is a very generic situation and happens in almost every organization, or rather in every project. Well, you need to communicate with your team and your stakeholder. Now, in order to accomplish that, you need to use a specific communication tool. Now, that tool could be Teams, Skype, WebEx, GoToMeeting, Zoom, or Google Meet. It could be anyone amongst this. So these are options, but you have to decide which tool best suits you in order to accomplish your activity. Some of the tools are free, some of the tools are paid, depending on your project budget, depending on your team size, and more importantly, depending on your stakeholder preference, you have to choose between any of these tools. Now, this is just an indicative list. The list is endless. It could be more to this. But you, as a business analyst, should be flexible enough in terms of usage of this tool. Now, when we talk about the functionality of these tools, when it comes to communication, so let us understand what all functionalities we would be expecting from a communication tool. Well, we need a very basic functionality like instant messaging, which is offered by almost all of these tools except Google Meet and WebEx, because here you can send instant messages only when the call has started. You cannot send instant messages at any point of time, even without uh, the call being initiated. So for that, Skype and Teams are best option. Next functionality, what you would be expecting as a business analyst, to have a seamless call with your respective internal or external team or stakeholders. In that case, you can choose any of this tool which offers you internet calling feature. The third and very most important aspect when it comes to communication tool is to share your files. Well, Teams and Skype are capable of sharing instant files even when you are not in a call. Rest all, you can still share files, but when you are connected via a call. So you, as a business analyst, need to decide whether you would be using one specific tool or a combination of this tool. It's up to you. But what happens in general situation is, when it comes to communication tools, your organization must have already negotiated with one of these vendor. So organization wide, you would be following the same protocol. If your organization has approved that for meetings you would be using WebEx, and for instant messaging and file sharing you would be using Teams, then you have to adhere to your organization policy. But what if you change an organization? You join a startup. There they cannot afford this enterprise level tools which are very expensive. There they might be using some free options like Google Meet or Zoom meeting, which has limited functionality to offer free of charge. In that case, you have to adapt yourself. So the gist of this is, you as a business analyst shouldn't restrict yourself to a specific tool, because more or less they offer the same set of features, same set of functionality. Only the difference would be in terms of options, in terms of usability or user experience. The next set of tools that you would be using as a business analyst is user interface modeling tools. Now, why would you be using these tools? In order to create prototypes or screen mockups. Well, here also you get certain set of options. You can create a prototype using simple Microsoft Excel. You can create prototype using Balsamiq, Exure, Visio, Just-in-Mind, InVision. The list is endless. But before choosing the appropriate tool, you need to understand your need first. What all functionalities you are expecting out of this tools. If your requirement is just to create a static prototype, then simple Excel is more than enough. Just in case you want to create interactive prototype, Exure is best recommended. And what if you want to create mobile prototype? Well, Just-in-Mind, Exure, Visio, they all offer mobile prototyping with interactive capability. So it again depends on your need. What is the need of your organization? More or less, all of them have drag and drop operation except Excel, where you have to put certain additional efforts. Again, I am insisting on the same aspect that you as a business analyst need not to worry about any software tool. More or less, they offer the same functionality. Just you need to understand your needs. What are your needs? What are the functionalities that you are expecting out of that tool? And when you change your organization, it's not necessary that every organization would be using the same tool. If organization A is using Exure, it's not necessary that organization B would be using Exure. It could be Visio as well. It could be Just-in-Mind as well. Depending on the budget of the organization or the budget of the project, you have to switch between these tools. Well, using any of this tool does not need any technical expertise. Anyone, literally anyone can use this tool with minimal training, and this minimal training would be maybe around 2 to 3 hours, not beyond that, because it's just drag and drop. There is no rocket science associated in UI modeling tool. The next tool which we would be using as a business analyst is process modeling tools. Well, why we would be using process modeling tools? In order to create process flow diagrams. Again, we have certain set of options: Visio, paid; Draw.io, free; Glyphy, based on freemium model. Some objects are free, then paid. Lucidchart, again freemium model with a trial. You have to purchase a plan. Aris Express, free. Bizaji, I think this is also a free tool. Well, the list is endless. Now here you need to understand the context behind the process, not how to use this tool. So your focus has to be on what is your need, what you are trying to model as a business analyst. What is the problem that you are trying to solve with the help of this tools or with the help of this activity, that is process modeling. Your focus should be on solving the business problem, shouldn't be to how you would be using this tool. Almost this tool is drag and drop, and anyone, literally anyone, can use this tool with no or little training. Like I said, maximum 2-3 hours training, and they should be good enough to handle the tool themselves. Now, you as a business analyst here need to focus on the process that you are modeling. For example, a supplier process, a payment process, a buyer process, or a user registration process. You need to focus on the process and what are the steps that would be there in this process For example, if you are going for user registration, how and where the process would be initiated, where the process would end, what are the typical options or the ways a user could register to a portal. It could be a simple email based registration, or could be a mobile number based registration, could be a social media handle based registration. It could be anything. You have to think on those aspects rather than thinking on how should you use your tool. The next set of tools that you would be using as a business analyst are UML modeling tools. Well, why we would be using this tool? In order to create UML diagrams. Now, UML 2.0 is based on certain standards as prescribed in the object management group. If you need more information on what is object management group, do visit their website where you would find all the details of the UML diagram. Like we have governing body in business analysis like BCS or IREB or PMI. Similarly, object management group are the governing body, or rather a body who is responsible for enhancing or developing the business process modeling and UML modeling profession. Do check that website, I insist. Now here too, you have certain options. Some are paid, some are free. Draw.io is always free. It's very simple tool and I personally use it most often. Lucidchart, again, trial to subscription. Glyphy, some objects free, then subscription. Visio, again it's paid tool. Visual Paradigm, I don't know much about this tool, but the list is endless. Here also, you need to focus on modeling your UML diagram. Like in my session, I have already explained 10 different types of UML diagram. Do check out that 1 hour length video divided in two parts, that is 1 plus 1 2 hours video, where I have explained 10 different types of UML diagram in detail. So to make it more simple, you need to focus on the modeling activity rather than software. Next, we would be needing the help of tool in data modeling activity. Now, data modeling activity itself is divided into three parts: analysis, modeling, and visualizing of information. Now, some tools may offer all three together, and some tools may offer just part of it. When we say analysis of data, simple Excel is more than enough. When we say modeling of data, which includes your conceptual modeling, your logical modeling, your physical data modeling, we use SQL or Oracle. Just in case you don't know what are these conceptual, logical, or physical data modeling, do check out my data analysis video. I have explained it in three parts: 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3 hours content. Next is visualizing data. Well, visualization can be done using Tableau and Power BI, most advanced version. If not, we can also visualize information using Excel with the help of pivots. So here too, you as a business analyst need not to focus more on how you would be using this tool. A simple 1 week training is more than enough. Rather, you should focus on how you would be modeling data that would derive meaningful insights for your business stakeholders. Next set of tools that you would be using as a business analyst are requirements management tool. Now, why we would be using requirements management tool? Well, to create, version and manage your requirements. Again, the option is endless. Visual Studio Team servers, a Team Foundation server, Jira, Rally, SharePoint, and Confluence. Now, Visual Studio Team Foundation server, Jira, and Rally has end-to-end capability. End-to-end capability as in you along with your team can manage their phases individually. Like a project manager can manage their PDLC, project development lifecycle, and you as a business analyst can handle your requirements management lifecycle, and the entire team can manage their software development lifecycle. These three lifecycle are different. You can check out my videos. I have explained in detail about this lifecycle. SharePoint and Confluence are more of document repository. You can use them as well when it comes to managing your requirement. Again, here the emphasis should be more on managing your activity rather than using your tool. A simple 1 week training is more than enough on this tool. So in short, you as a business analyst need not to worry about which tool you want to use. You should worry on whether that tool is capable of handling your requirements or your needs. You need to first understand your needs rather than spending time on which tool you would be using as a business analyst. Again, I would like to emphasize the fact that business analysis is not a technical profession. It is a management profession. So as a management person, you need to focus more on deriving value for your business. It is not a technical profession. If someone is saying that in a specific business analyst training, we would cover 10 different tools for process modeling, what is the use of it? Rather, you are wasting your time in, doing hands-on on those specific individual tools. One tool is more than sufficient. And if in case you would like to practice, I can recommend draw.io is the best tool that is available in the market. You can easily do process flows, UML, or your prototype using draw.io. There is no other tool that you need other than that. If anyone is saying that we would enable you to do hands-on on multiple tools, I don't see a need specifically there. I don't want to criticize, but I don't see a specific need. Business analysts need not to worry that much about the tools. To summarize, the gist here is focus more on business analyst practice rather than tools. As I said, you need to focus more on your business analysis activity and delivering value to your customer rather than understanding the tools. Learning tool is just one-time activity, but focusing on your business analyst practice would make you a successful business analyst in coming times. Just to let you know, 3 business analysis courses are now live on my channel. You can follow any of these 3 playlists. For people who need basic business analysis knowledge, for them, Business Analysis Masterclass is an ideal program. For people who need little extra, for them, Emerging Business Associate Program is an ideal option. And for people who need basic plus a little advanced knowledge, for them, Emerging Business Executive Program is an ideal option. Do consider your choice and follow a playlist. You can find more content on my website. You can book free discussion as a YouTube subscriber. You can register for my webinar. You can enroll for my membership. And yes, if you did like this video, consider subscribing to this channel. With this, I want to say thanks all of you for investing your valuable time in watching this video.